Hey, sometimes when something that we want or we feel we want appears, sometimes we want to adjust. And this is something that is not a good idea a lot of times. And let me talk to you about that real quick. Stay tuned. All right, before we get started, let's start off thinking about good things, pleasant things, things that make you smile, things that make you laugh, things that make you feel good. Whatever makes your cheeks hurt because you're smiling so much, whatever makes you laugh until you boil over, whatever makes you feel so good you feel like you're floating. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. All right, so sometimes, we have ideals of what we want. And that comes in the form of all things in our life, like from family to friends to career to business to relationships, etc. We know some of the things that we are envisioning for our futures. We know the things that we want to attract to us. And so sometimes when it appears, our reaction is one of excitement, but also one of trying to kind of getting out of ourselves. So this is the guy who, he's interested in the coffee shop lady, and then she's in a relationship, and then she finally becomes single, and he finds out, and he gets excited about that and wants to go forward in a way that is faster than normal. And so that's kind of what I mean by that. Or it's like the lady who she's been hoping for let me see, I'm gonna go other than relationships. She's been hoping for the house with the master bedroom by the lake, and she comes across this house that she's been envisioning, and of course it comes with excitement, but then she may get out of herself in trying to attain this thing that has appeared. And so sometimes when that happens, we kind of try to rush and make sure that this thing is we get it. So I think the mistake is that we kind of get outside of ourselves. And so sometimes we gotta kind of like woosah and go to our gratitude and appreciate what is going on, but make sure that we're not getting outside ourselves. Yes, the guy who has the chance with the girl, that's great for him, and he should be grateful for that. But he shouldn't do anything that he doesn't normally do. So is the case with the woman who, sees the house that she's been, envisioning. These things are coming into their existence because it's something that they are attracting. And they don't really have to go outside of themselves because they have attracted it. And so that's something that when we're on this path of NoFap and celibacy, we kind of learn how to not go outside of ourselves when things happen that we are envisioning. We are, anticipating in ways that we know that this is what we are, we're working for. We're envisioning our futures, and when they come into fruition, that's what it is. And so when we're on this path, it's more of a natural occurrence. Yes, we get excited, but we don't, get outside of ourselves, because it's like a process of learning how to, go and not not get too outside. Let me go back to sex, because I have to talk about the fact that when it comes to these relationships with intimacy, and it just affects every other part of our lives, the pressure's off. And that's what it comes down to when the house appears, when the person who, you would like to enter your life appears. The pressure's off, because we don't have it's not a do or die situation. It's a gratitude situation. And I'm not doing so good of a job at explaining this, but it's more of a gratitude than a need to do anything to anything outside of yourself. And so I think on this journey we kind of get that in a more clear way. Maybe I'm not explaining it that well, but it's you have a relationship with spirit yourself. You know that God has allowed you these things, and it's like when abundance happens, you are thankful for it, and you know that this is something that is happening because you are, you have envisioned it. And so the best thing to do in these circumstances is to be grateful for. So you're on this journey and you meet this guy that you've been wanting to enter your life, but you know that you're on a journey. So he enters your life, he gives you attention, and you know that you're on this journey. And it's not the point in which you see this God into your life that you decide to get off your journey, because that's opposite of the reason that you're on this journey. This person's come into your space because you attracted that. Now, when you know yourself and you worked on yourself, you know that there is no pressure. You know that what is meant to be shall be. You know that all you need to do is continue to be on your lifestyle, be on your journey, and be yourself. Because what matters when it comes to relationships, and I think, like I said, this pertains to all areas of our lives, is that we want the foundations to be strong. And when it comes to a relationship, yes, the person has come into your space, but we still have to establish that foundation so that we can have a lasting situation with this person that we have attracted into our lives. If we go outside of ourselves, that foundation is not possible, because it's kind of like losing yourself. You already know your mind. You already know your values. You know your standards. You know your boundaries. And if this person enters your life and you lose all of that, you just throw it away, then you no longer have the very thing that may have attracted that person in the first place. And so it works against the purpose of getting to know yourself and getting on this journey in the first place. So be grateful. Things are working out. You're seeing you're seeing the fruit. You're seeing your seeds sprout. And it's not the point in which you start to throw away everything that you've been doing. It's the point where you access that gratefulness and gratitude, and thank the universe that, these things are happening for you. And so the pressure's off when you're on this lifestyle. You're not after sex. You're not after intimate connection like some of the instant gratification dating that goes on, where people are intentionally trying to make that happen. That's not what you're about. You're after having a lasting relationship. And in order for that to happen, You know that a foundation is important. You know that the first thing absolutely that must be is that you have a connection and that you're friends. And that's, that takes, what it takes. So don't lose yourself on this journey when you start seeing the fruit sprout, okay? This is something that, I don't know, if when you first start seeing this happen, and this also goes into the inner work journey that we can do in general, maintain yourself, maintain who you are, your values, your standards, your boundaries, because it is that in which has brought these things into existence for you. All right. And on this lifestyle, it's hard to be surprised when these things start happening, because it is something that is, it's something that we know that all of this is about when you know yourself. All right. And so just stay in gratitude, and that's it. All right. So let me know what your experiences is, or what your experiences are when it comes to seeing your fruit start to grow on this lifestyle. All right, this is Nimbus Intuition. I hope everyone out there is well. And once again, love and gratitude.